Hello and welcome to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. Today's video we're going to review this tool. This is Ridgid's 18-volt cordless Jobsite blower.
Hello, if you're new to this channel, my name is Dan Shannon. I enjoy woodworking as a hobby and being out in the shop. On this channel, dive deep into my shop as we explore tools and tool reviews, as well as chatting about everything related to woodworking. If this grabs you by the tool belt, please subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this.
Welcome back to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. Today's video we're going to review this. This is Ridgid's 18-volt cordless Jobsite blower. Model number R860430TH. This product has been out for a while with Ridgid. I would highly recommend it for a bunch of reasons. Typically, you would use a Jobsite blower for the title alone, the job site, whether it's sawdust on the floor. If you have a shop and you have a door access, a lot of times your shop will get sawdust on the floor. You can blow it out to the outside. Or if you had a trailer, say you did a lot of carpentry off-site and you had a trailer with all your tools and the floor got dirty, you could use this to blow the floor to clean it out. I've used this in many different ways to clean tools. My table saw, for example, will get jam-packed full of sawdust after using it for a while. I'll wheel it outside and use this blower to take all the sawdust off. It has multiple uses. One of my favorite uses actually for it is for fires. So a lot of times you'll start a fire, especially brush when you're burning in the fall, trying to get some of your debris off your land, and this works great for keeping the fire going if you're burning in the winter time or even in the summer. If you've got a small fire, all you do is you just put this close to it, turn it on, and of course the oxygen, the airflow will create bigger flames and burn your wood down quite a bit faster. So that is a great use for this tool. Leaves, falls is right now here in Nova Scotia, so I use this to clean up my leaves. There are better products on the market depending on what you do for this particular tool. Now, like I said before, every tool has its place and usage. I like this small compact profile. This front piece does come off. I'll show you that in the features. But I love the size of this. Very compact, very user-friendly. You can put it in your vehicle. It's very small. And some of the other models, Ridgid makes ones quite a bit longer. And it's primarily for yard work and blowing leaves around, clearing driveways. So if you're a landscaper, this might not be the best tool for you. There might be some other better designed products, but for me, it gives me a large scope of things I can do. Like I said, the fire, cleaning my tools off, cleaning out your shop. It's just leaves. It's just a great product. So let's dive in some features of this tool. Then we'll do some hands-on, and I'll give you some final thoughts. So, features. All right, so let's jump into the features of this tool. There's not a whole lot to go over as far as the features of this tool. The front piece does come off, it's removable. The goal of this piece is to funnel your air to a smaller opening to give it more power. Obviously, the bigger the opening, the less power the air has. So I love this little attachment. You can take it off for smaller profile if you have to store it. It gives you a little less length. So I really like that. It clips on very easy. As you can see, it just slides over and there's a little tab in the front. It just snaps on. But first I'll show you the inside. And the design of this is more like a jet off a plane as far as looks. This looks like your typical jet, and your propeller system on the back. It's very well designed. Your air comes in and it's like a turbine. It's pretty cool the way they design this product to give you the most efficient and the most power. I believe it's 104 miles an hour is the, I could be wrong on that, but for the power of this, which is pretty impressive for the small profile of this tool. You get bigger ones, of course, that will give you more power, and like I said before, it all goes back to what you use it for. Some other features, of course, is your battery and your mounting spot. Just a normal Ridgid bay for mounting. You got your trigger here, and what I like most about this trigger system, there's not different speeds. There's no 1, 2, or 3 for your speeds. So you just got the one speed, but with this trigger, it's based on tension. So the lighter you do the throttle, of course, the lighter the engine will rev. So it's based on how much you pull the trigger. So I really enjoy that. I do wish there was a locking mechanism on here, because sometimes when you're doing leaves, you like to be able to just click it on and leave it on instead of running it with your finger the entire time. But at the end of the day, that's kind of a nitpick. It's not a big deal. But yeah, it's basically you know, how much pressure you'd put on the throttle for the trigger, and that's how much power comes out of the motor. So I'll give you a little demonstration of that, what I mean by that. So you just mount your battery, and of course this takes any type of Ridgid battery. So size, this is a 4 amp hour. You can use the 1.5, and of course the bigger the battery, the longer the run time, just like any other Ridgid tool. So I'll just put the front cover back on. You just slide it in, snaps on, pretty straightforward. And then of course when you pull the trigger, so you can tell there as I pulled on the throttle just a little bit, and then of course as you go it gets louder and louder based on how much throttle you give it. So I really like it. It's great. Great tool. Some other features for this tool, you notice there's a little cutout here, little rectangle piece. You can use that for either a rope if you want to hang it up in your shop. I just put a screw on the wall, and the screw just slides in through here, and then it just kind of mounts on the wall. So I thought that was kind of nice. Ridgid had that built in. On the back side, there's not a whole lot, just your cage protecting the fan. And then on the back side, just says Ridgid and your product information. But for the most part, that's pretty much it for features on this tool. Yeah, let's jump into some hands-on. All right, so we're going to do the hands-on of this Ridgid Jobsite blower. I got a bunch of leaves here on the ground, as you can see. It's fall time here in Nova Scotia, so a lot of times your yard gets just crazy amount of leaves on it. So I'm just going to go around and blow the leaves, give you an idea of basically the power this thing has for your leaves. Now it is first thing in the morning, so the ground is wet, the leaves are wet, so this is kind of a big job for this thing to do. The leaves are dry, the ground is dry, it makes easier time. So let's give you a real true to life performance review on this tool, because it's extreme conditions for leaves. So yeah, just give you an idea of what this thing will do. I recommend use this long term. You're going to want hearing protection. For me, I'm just going to do this for a little bit, so it's not too bad, but I would recommend ear protection, you know, if you're going to do this for any length of time. Also, get some eye protection if you're doing anything involving your driveway where there's rocks, different sticks, debris that might come up to your face. But in this case, I'm just doing leaves, so it's not too bad, and I got my regular glasses on. All right, let's give it a try. So like I said earlier, these leaves are fully saturated with moisture. They're sticking to the grass. In a dry day, a nice fall day with lots of air, these would be nice and dry and they would fly all over the place. But I'm trying to give you a real life situation where these leaves are saturated with moisture, and it's a little bit harder to do to give you the full impact of the quality of this machine. So I'll just do a little bit more and then we'll jump on to something else. All right, that gives you an example of the leaf portion, and I'll show you something else I use this for quite a bit. So another use of this Jobsite blower that I use this for all the time is if you're in your shop and you're done using your shop vac, but you got some debris on the floor, or you just want to get rid of the debris really quick, or like I said, if you have a trailer that you have all your tools and you're off-site and you want to just clean the floor, this is a great way to do that. So perfect. The floor is nice and clean. Jobsite's all good to go. So another use I find for this, for myself anyways, Jobsite blower, since it's small, I can get in around tools. So my table saw, after using it for a bunch, usually gets filled with sawdust. So I wheel it outside, and then you can blow it off. So my saw actually wasn't too bad today, but just to give you an idea of the uses for this particular Jobsite blower. And yeah, hopefully this helps, whether or not this is the right fit for you for a tool based on what you're doing. All right, so let's do some final thoughts. Some final thoughts on this Jobsite blower. It's universal. I recommend it for anyone that not only has a shop but has some land, some property you want to maintain for leaves, and also if you're in the habit of burning some brush each year that you need to cut off your land, your trees and whatnot. This is great for keeping that fire going with that extra blowing power. And yeah, just overall, it's perfect size for my shop. I don't need anything bigger than this. Performs exactly the way I need it to perform. There are, like I said, other products out there, so do your research. Ridgid does make one with a longer end piece, and I would recommend that for someone that does landscaping all the time, just because it's closer to the ground, so when you're holding it, you get that extra length for leaves and debris on driveways. But at the end of the day, for me, this tool solves any issues that I might have in the shop or outside. And yeah, thanks for watching today. Please like, click that subscribe button, and don't forget to check out this next video. Have a great day.